I want to talk about Christian Watson. Uh, definition. I think the definite, when I put these words together, high risk and high reward, this is the name that comes to mind for me. So I wanted to make sure that I talked about him. And we saw last year what the reward can be. Very slow start to the season. The crucial drop in basically his first pass from Aaron Rodgers, which has just been hammered into the dirt by this point. But he took some time after the injury, then came back midway through the season, started really gaining some steam. And he was a touchdown maestro for about 4 games. There was an 8-game stretch towards the end of the season where he was just really great for fantasy. And I will not take that away from him. What I am a little bit curious about is how much can we rely on touchdowns to bolster his fantasy production? And does he really need them? If you look at last year, he needs them. Because again, those 4 games where he was scoring like crazy, that was 72% of his fantasy points were in those 4 weeks. Because he scored 8 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
He had 9 touchdowns all season, 8 in that 4-week span. One of them a rushing touchdown to boot. That's pretty massive. Do we expect Jordan Love in his first true year playing, to put him in a position to score that frequently at that type of pace? I would suggest cautiously no. That's not what I'm expecting. Even though there was a game where Jordan came into the game for an injured Aaron Rodgers against Philly, and he looked good, and he made Christian Watson look good, or vice versa, which is kind of what I suspect. Christian Watson maybe made Jordan Love look good because he took like a 60-yard little nothing pass to the house, and that was kind of it. He can do that, and that's amazing, and that's why he has such a high reward, because I'm not saying Tyreek Hill, but the explosiveness is there like that, where it just takes these couple of chunk plays, and then you're great for the week. You're all set. I just can't quite get on board with where he's currently being drafted, at least in best ball. In best ball, he's like a 4th-round guy. He's almost a top 12 wide receiver in best ball, top 15, I think, at least. And that's, I'm not there, especially for redraft. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I agree 100%. I love his upside, and obviously as a Packer fan, love that we have him and he's on our team. Very raw, coming out of North Dakota State, D2 school. But yeah, did Rodgers make him last year with those, all those touchdowns? I do expect regression there, but as you also said, he has that ability to take a short pass and take it to the house, or get big chunk yards. So that ability doesn't go away, and maybe will be more of his game, is between the 20s, kind of being more of a yak monster, doing short passes as opposed to trying to do the long bombs that Rodgers would do, and then be that red zone target, because he is a very tall man. So he is a great red zone target, where we don't have a lot of those options in Green Bay, as far as those big bodied, tall wide receivers that can go up and get the ball. So if this offense moves, I think opportunity is there in the red zone for him. Where he's going right now, though, in best ball, and where he'll probably end up going in redraft this fall, is going to be probably too rich for me, and how I draft.
Yeah.
But the upside is definitely there.
For sure. And that's the whole point here. It's like, yes, they could absolutely win you that league. And so if you're comfortable with it, draft him. And I'm not saying not to draft him, but there is very inherent risk, especially because I don't believe they're done adding to this wide receiver crew.
Right.
That's the other big part.
And we don't know. Like, we don't know what a non-Aaron Rodgers led offense looks like for an entire season here, under LaFleur. Like, this offense could theoretically sputter. I mean, it could be just a ground and pound with Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, and that's it. Like the wide receiver, it could get real ugly. So we don't know. I don't think that's what it's going to look like. I think it'll look the same type of offense, probably just not quite as much volume to the wide receivers. Uh, but yeah, I mean, we really don't know at the end of the day.
Scary. We got the scaries about it.
Mhm.